We're talking about a very specific word that is very toxic and it ruins a lot of people's lives energetically. That word is average. I don't really believe in labels, but a lot of us have labels anyway. And just a part of human life, I think it's inevitable that at some point you associate yourself with a label. But I think the problem with labels is that it comes with the stereotype that you tend to blend yourself to become, and you miss the actual minutia of it. Well, in today's video, we're talking about average, every ordinary guy, average human, average grades, average performance. Most of the time, now, when you use average as a label, it's actually incorrect. Most people are not average. Average is a sum to help you get an idea of how someone performs, a gist of them. But whenever it comes to you, I know for me, I don't want someone to just get the gist of me. I want you to be exact. In today's video, I have some topics on here that is going to help you understand average and help you understand how to overcome that in a better way to identify or a good alternative. But first, I am Urban Magic Hopkins, and I make manifesting videos to help you in your relationship with the universe to strengthen it so you could be able to manifest what you do want a little bit better. And that goes with proper wording, visualizations, all that good stuff. So today is wording. So we're going to start with talking about average. So another word for average is mean. 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 It's mean for a reason. So I was watching a documentary about ancient humans, Homo sapiens, you and I, that's what kind of human species we are. We came around 300,000 years ago on Earth. That's when we first are known to be. Now, back then, the average age of a human for death, mortality rates, was the age of 32. And it was a very fascinating documentary, but as I watched it, I noticed as they were describing the deaths in different tribes, I didn't hear them say anybody at the age of 32 actually died. So I'm wondering, what the heck happened? So I rewatched the documentary, I write down the ages, and what I found was fascinating and it blew my mind and it changed what I think about average. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you a tribe that they detailed of 6 people and their ages now. So let's see. All right. So we got the age of death here. Now, for ancient humans, most people either died when they were a baby or when they were old. So you'd have in a tribe of 6, you have one that didn't make it, unfortunately. You got another baby that is 1 year old when they pass. Another one that is 1. But then you have these really long lives where the next death age was 50. And then the next age was 70 and 70. So where's 32? There's no 32. But the average age is 32. And I realized that they were actually doing the average formula to get the average age. So what that is, add that up together, you do basic math to get the average. So that's 192, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 32. That is a misrepresentation if you want to look at it, because yeah, mathematically, people average age of death was 32, but that's not the actuality of what it is. So that is a misrepresentation, and I don't like that vibration. Let me give you another example of this. I know when I was in math, I was really good in school except for math. I struggled and sometimes just barely passed. So 75 was my average for math. But again, I didn't have a single 75 in math. Not a 1, not a lick, not a whatever. So I'm going to write down my grades for you that I actually had in math. So let's see. Let's go over here. Actually, let's just get rid of it. All right. So I had a 25. This was a test. I didn't test well. 26, another test, didn't test well. a 28. I didn't test well. But you know what I did do well? My homework. So, and the list just goes on and on. Let's see if we can adjust the camera just a little bit. All right. So this comes up to be 750 divided by the 10 grades. That would give you my 75 average. But you can see, again, there wasn't a single 75 in my score, but I was labeled an average struggling math student. Had I focused on what I did well, and this goes to like children or anybody that is in school as well. If you can focus on what they do well, I actually probably would have performed better because I was fine just aiming for average. But if somebody said, you know what, you could do better in here, that's areas of improvement for testing. You don't test well, but you're dedicated, but you're a hard worker, you're a smart worker, you do all of your work so much so that you're able to overcompensate that. Who knows what type of confidence that would have led. And for people that are not good in specific areas but don't get good grades, you could save them a complex. So I remember, to this same effect, I remember not that long ago, I had a party. And so I invited some people over and I asked people what they wanted. And most of them wanted like some type of cheese spread that I make, or they just wanted like crackers. I don't know why nobody wanted cheese and crackers. Like, that was strange. I don't know. But anyway, in the honor of average, I decided to just do like a mixture of it. And a mixture was Cheez-Its. So in essence, nobody got what they wanted, but that was pretty much a fair representative of what the average of what people wanted. But as you can see, nobody wanted that. And as you can tell, that's not a real depiction of reality. So what's the hack whenever you're dealing with the average vibration, which the universe doesn't like? Better to focus on the mode, MODE, the mode. Anytime you're dealing with the average, I could have had all 75s. Most of the time, it's not an actual depiction of who you are, what you bring, or your grades, or who you are as a human, or what snacks you'll have, or actually the mortality rates of ancient humans. But if you look at the mode, the most common numbers, the most common occurrence, the most asked snacks. So what you'll have is an actual real vibration that you can actually work with that represents reality. We manifest all the time. For an example, since I'm not good in testing, I found a master's degree program that has no test, only performance. And I perform a lot better than I test because I looked at the mode of what made me success and I went in that direction. So that's all I have for you today. I hope this helps because you're not average, you're special. There's something that you do often and probably all the time that is extraordinary. Focus on those things. Hope you stay cool this summer and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.